All right, so cool, man. So let's go. Let's just get right to it, man. All right.
Okay.
All right. So Dawain, man, thank you so much for joining me once again, bro. And I know you don't know this, and I probably haven't told you yet, but one of my favorite interviews was actually yours on Redeem Project Radio, man.
Nice.
Um, it was encouraging for me, and it is cool because this was before you got into fitness. You look like a different person now. Since the last time I interviewed you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so, so yeah, I mean, this is a Dying to the Flesh podcast. It's a segment of Saints Edified. I'm taking a little break from Saints Edified at the moment. I'm going to focus kind of what you're doing now. You're focusing on fitness.
Yeah.
I'm kind of focusing on the spiritual disciplines for the Christian,
I love it.
and I'm actually pushing hard on uh, not neglecting physical and mental disciplines as well, because I
Right.
think that will complement the Christian life. You know,
For
so
sure. For sure.
yeah. So, anyways, man, just really quick, man. Just in case, if people don't know you, can you just quickly just kind of say who you are, what you do,
Sure.
and all that?
Good deal. So yeah, my name is Dawain Atkinson. Most people know me as the host of the Bar Podcast, founder of the Bar Podcast Network. I'm also a husband and father of four. And we're here today because I made a change in my life. You talked about not recognizing me. I went to G3 and a lot of people didn't recognize me. And even my mom took a double take at one of my pictures. So excited to talk about that.
Nice, man. Nice. Let me see if I can share something for the people here. It might be too small on my screen here, but let me try. There you
Oh.
go. Look at that. That's
The
crazy,
before and
bro.
after, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is on his Instagram page. You could definitely find more stuff on Dwayne's Instagram. And this is what made you. This is what actually made me want to reach out to you, bro, because you did something here that I think that uh, maybe about 2 3 months ago, the Lord really just kind of just pressed on me, man. And I was trying to reevaluate why I'm doing ministry
Mm-hmm.
and all that, and what it came down to was I had to just refocus. I had to kind of get myself back into, okay, why am I doing Saints Edified? And I don't know if you've been through this before, but I was questioning everything. Like, should I even do this anymore? I mean,
Yeah.
there's like I have some listeners. I'm very very thankful for those who listen. Like,
Right.
I'm humbled by just one person listening to me, right?
Right.
At the same time, though, it's like, man, but there's other podcasts out there that are just much better. I'll support them, you know. And then it kind of hit me hard, man. Like, I started this to edify the saints, to
Mm-hmm.
build them up, you know. And one thing I'm passionate about is fitness and just try to be a better Christian. And what you're doing on your page, man, you're adding quotes. I think they're quotes, or maybe they're you just typing. I don't know. I know
They're
some are
quotes.
quotes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They're literally quotes. It's funny. I have the Bar Podcast, and I also have what I call the Sidebar,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
another podcast that I host.
Hmm.
I originally created that just to test out the Anchor platform, and it eventually turned into last season when the pandemic hit. I went through how to start a podcast, so that was season 3. So season 4, because of this fitness journey, I decided to document my fitness journey, and that's what I do. And I went around the world to talk about the quotes. I mentioned on Friday that I think my quotes are inspired by God, because like some of the ones that pop up, it's an app that I use and they're random, but some of the ones, man,
Mm.
they hit right on time, man.
Yeah.
I think they're inspired, and a buddy of mine, EC, gave me a hard time over that.
Yeah, yeah. He would, huh? He would. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
EC hard on me.
Yeah, no, he would. But but see, so about a few months ago, I would have been the same way though.
Hmm.
Okay, I would have been like, bro, that motivation and all that stuff. That's just superficial, right?
Hmm.
It wasn't until, I might say this for later on in our discussion, but it wasn't until just recently, man, where I just kind of it hit me hard, bro. I mean, like, because I believe in total depravity,
Hmm.
and I'm a reformed, Calvinist.
Hmm.
I realized that I did a disservice to myself and others by putting people down and myself down when they're good at something.
Right.
Like, because no one's good, and
Mm.
you're getting prideful now, bro. Calm
Hmm.
down. You're
Hmm.
not that great. so
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 true.
you know what I mean. So just recently I realized, man, I'm like, no, man. I mean, God gave us gifts. It's okay to accept, accept that fact that
Yeah.
He has gifted you certain ways, and um, boast in Him, in the Lord, that
Yeah.
He's given you these things, right? So before I get there, bro, I want to ask a quick question, man.
Yeah.
Why the sudden desire to become healthy and fit, man? Like, this is
Great
sudden.
question.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So so honestly, it's not sudden. Here's the thing.
Mm,
I've struggled with it for years.
okay.
But I grew up an athlete, very healthy. We used to play ball on the weekends, even in my 20s, 30s. And when I couldn't play ball as much as when I started to gain weight. And if you literally take a fun scroll down my Instagram, like
Mm,
2 years ago, I used to go to the gym every day. Like I was on like a
mm,
400 day just continually going to the gym. I would go to the gym, post day 1, day 2, all the way up to almost 300-400 days in a row.
yeah.
What changed this time was this program brought not only the physical aspect, because I don't mind working hard. I've always worked hard in the gym. I lift, whatever. But it
Mhm,
also brought the discipline in the kitchen. And that's the part I
mm,
miss. I was strong. I mean, I'm strong now,
yeah.
but back then I was strong. Like you wouldn't put your hands on me, but I had a belly. I was
Yeah.
chunky cheeks.
Yeah.
But now this program brought the discipline to actually cut a lot of the fat as well as build muscle. And kind of to go back to your question, what motivated me is January the 5th, I'll be 40 years old. And so
Mm,
I really wanted to be different when I hit 40. Growing up as a kid, I remember when my parents hit 40. Like, that's one of those birthdays I remember. And they were like,
mm.
oh my gosh, I'm 40. Everything falling apart. I can't walk. I can't see. You know, So I
Yeah.
was like, God, I just dreaded 40 because I remember my parents complaining about it.
Mm,
But then later in life, I saw 40-year-olds that were, looking fabulous, man. And I was like, you know what?
mm.
I'm going to be one of those 40-year-olds. I'm going to hit 40
Nice.
in the best shape of my life. And that was my goal for 2021, not knowing how I was going to get there. But when I found E2M, that was it, man.
Nice, man. And we'll definitely talk more about that too, the E2M. I had a couple questions about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and kind of just a side question, man, because I know this has probably challenged you even mentally, in some regard.
Hmm.
Maybe, I guess, can you talk about that a little bit? How
Yeah.
this maybe challenged you or shaped you mentally in this physical process,
Sure, sure. So, I mean, just complete transparency. I am super strong mentally. I didn't have a lot of mental challenges, but I can relate to it because of, even in this program, I mentor a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so one of the first aspects is I already know what to do. Like, I already
Hmm.
know what to do. I know I eat chicken, broccoli, I work out, I'm gonna get fit.
Yeah.
And going from knowing what to do to actually doing it is a huge mental aspect because everybody got the head nods. Everybody know.
Yeah.
Another one is, oh, you're doing it different than I researched, you know.
Hmm.
But you you researched it, but did you do it? Did you succeed? Why are you here? That's another thing is letting go. Like people hate losing control. And that's one of the first things we do at E2M is we put you through a detox week where you let go of control of what you eat when you eat, and all of that. And so that's the hard mental part is letting go of control, because for whatever reason, human nature, when we're comfortable with something, we stay there. We don't move.
Hmm.
We're comfortable, we don't move. When it's difficult, we might it's difficult, go back to comfort. We
Yeah.
always mentally go back to comfort. And for me, like I said, like I'm a little different. Like I'm naturally consistent. Like I'm naturally like lock in, target, 0 100. Pew! That's
Nice.
me. Like I don't ask questions. If I believe something works, if I believe in something, I'm locked in. Like everybody knows that about me. Like if Dwayne put his mind to something, that's what's gonna happen. And
Nice.
that's for me, that's the mental part that comes naturally for me. I know everybody don't have that. Like some people
Right.
come in and they say, "Hey, eat this, this, and this." People gonna say, "Why? Why do I need to eat it? Why? How much do I need to eat it?" We actually
Right.
liken it to, somebody tell you to rake the yard. If I say, "Hey, bro, go
Hmm.
rake the yard," some people go find a rake, start raking the yard, put it in a
Yeah.
bag. Other people say, "Where's the rake? How do you want me to rake it? Do you want to rake the whole yard? Do you want to rake part of the yard? Do you want me to get a bag? Do you want me to burn it?
Yeah.
You want me to take it
Yeah.
to the trash?" It's all of this other
That sounds like
stuff.
my
So
son.
Exactly. My
It sounds
kids
like my
do.
son right now.
It's 100 questions, man. And
Yeah,
so I'm more of a rake the yard, just go do it. But
yeah.
that mental aspect is not necessarily knowing all the answers. And our favorite phrase is trust the process.
Nice, man. Nice. So you posted something. I've been trying to look for it, man. But something about like it was a quote that you posted. It said something like 5 a.m. is when legends wake up or when they go to
Yeah.
sleep or something like that, right?
Yep. Yep.
And that was that was week one of me trying to do dying to the flesh. It was
Nice.
somewhere around there, you know. And one thing that I wanted to do because bro, I'm not a morning person.
Right.
I'm not. I'm
Right.
not.
I
Never
get it.
been. And but right now I
Uh-huh.
wake up at I'm trying to get up, I'm trying to get up at 4:30. I set my
Yeah.
alarm at 4:30, but I don't get up until like 5:15,
Mm-hmm.
and I go for a jog, and
Nice.
or I go to the gym. And my wife, till this day, bro, she's surprised. She's like, "This is crazy. Like, I never thought you would ever do this. Like,
Yeah.
you push it, you stay asleep, you try to sleep until you just have enough time for work,
Yep.
and it's because I stay up super late. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so now I try to switch everything, and
Yeah.
so I understand when people say like, "Hey, I'm not a morning person. I don't like the
Right.
mornings." You just
Right.
gotta do it though, like you said. You know, you learn it, and then
Mm-hmm.
you acknowledge it, and then do it, right?
Yeah, my buddy Justin, he actually he's on his second round of E2M, and he was the 10K winner his first round.
Nice.
He's not a morning person either. And what flipped the switch for him, and that was actually around the same time I posted the quote. What flipped the
Mm,
switch was for him was when he realized he could get so much done without
yeah.
wife, kids, everybody bothering,
Yeah.
because you try to work out during the day,
Hmm.
you got to spend time with the kids, got running around. But if you can do it before everybody wake up, like you have so much more time for
Yeah.
yourself. And I mean, we talk about the spiritual aspect, so much more time for your devotion, for your
Yes.
quiet time with God. Runs and walks are the best places to pray. So that's just making that sacrifice, because
Hmm.
everybody want to sleep in, man.
Yeah.
Me now, my body is used to getting up. Like I usually wake up 3:30 anyway, like just
Nice.
naturally wake up, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
don't want to go ahead and get up. Just go ahead and go to the gym because you
Yeah.
get it out the way, man. You got the whole day to work, man. And I have to shout out my man Virgil. Virgil actually put me on getting up early. Yeah, a couple
Really?
of years ago. Yeah, V Dub, because V Dub don't sleep. Like he's a robot. And he's always up writing, reading, and then he gets up early. And so he was like, bro, like, he's like, how many hours of sleep? I was like, man, I try to get about 8 or 9. He's like, bro, you don't need all that sleep. He's like, 5-6 hours, you're fine. I was like, for
Mhm.
real? He's like, yeah, you'll be fine. It don't hurt nothing. Cause you think, mentally, we think
Yeah.
you gotta have 9 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You don't. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
whenever we're doing something we enjoy, we don't think about, oh, I gotta have the 9 hours of sleep when we go to
Yeah.
bed. You don't think like that. So
Yeah.
when V gave me that revelation, like, I don't need 9 hours of sleep or 8 hours of sleep. I was like, well, shoot, I'm just gonna go ahead and get up, and that's where I
Hmm.
started, man.
See, that's good, bro. Because yeah. So when I started working up that early, because I had an interview. I interviewed Eli Ayla
Mm-hmm.
from Real Project, and he was telling me how, like, he gets up early in the morning and he listens to stuff while he walks and it's still dark. And I remember I interviewed him my time in California when I was in California.
Mm-hmm.
It was 10 o'clock, right? And bro, like that to me was still for a Saturday. It was kind of early. I was like, I'm still waking up, man. Like
Right.
I was up at 3 in the morning. I was like, I'm still trying to get up here. And then I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm not a morning person, whatever. And when I said that, bro, I just
Mm-hmm.
felt like so like I can't explain it, man. I just kind of felt like
You
a
got
slob.
convicted.
I don't know what it was. Yeah, I got kind of convicted. I was like, dang, like I said that proudly too. Like I'm not a morning person. And so, I mean, that shows you how my wife is so surprised, right?
Right.
Because
I can see that.
yeah. So earlier you said something, bro. I want to touch on. You said
Yeah.
comfort. You talked about comfort, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my first episodes on Instagram for Dying to the Flesh was comfort the idol.
Mm.
You know,
Wow.
and we idolized comfort, man.
We
And
do.
when I was younger, we lived poor, and I was very, active. I
Mm-hmm.
rode my bike to school every day, and I woke up super early, 4 o'clock in the morning, just to take like an hour long shower, just kind of wake myself up. And because again, I wasn't a morning person, so I had to like
Right.
take cold showers. And so now after I got married, I wanted comfort, and I
Mm.
realized that everything I do, I always try to find like the way of least resistance, you know,
Yep.
and then I started noticing like Christians don't even evangelize because it's uncomfortable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So can you touch a little bit about that, man? Like for you, I mean, I know like you're a beast when it comes to like just putting your mind to something,
Right.
but there has to be some level of you trying to fight against that
Sure.
comfort, right?
Yeah. No, that's for everybody. I mean,
Mhm.
for me, the comfort zone for me is always hard to find because
Mhm.
I'm so like easygoing. Um, because for me, when stuff gets tough, I tend to not necessarily push, but just line myself right next to it. Like it's not
Mhm.
necessarily like I'm a rush in there,
Yeah.
but I get really really close to it, man.
Yeah.
And so what I have to do, especially we're talking about working out, when that chest start burning and that arm start hurting, man, that's when you have to remember why you're doing it,
Yeah.
and that goes for anything. When you get to that uncomfortable place, of course it don't feel good. Some might make you feel sick, might make you get butterflies. You talk about
Yeah.
evangelism, that's a great one. But you have to remember the purpose. Remember why you're
Mhm.
doing it. You're not doing it just to, when it comes to working out, you're not doing it just so that your arm will hurt. You're doing it so your arm will get stronger and bigger.
Yeah.
And when you evangelize, you're not doing it just so you'll feel uncomfortable and uneasy, but you're doing it to advance the kingdom. Like it's a bigger purpose. And
Yeah.
I think when you remember when you remember the reason why you're doing something, it will help you push even harder when you're in that place where you're not comfortable. There's a lot of things that I don't like to do, but I do them because I know they'll make me better.
Yes. Amen, bro. Amen. So that brings me to my next question, bro. It's a good segue to this one. A lot of Christians believe that working out is vain. It's pointless. We're only here for a short time, period. Don't focus on going to the
I
gym.
love it.
So if you were to respond back to people who say that, why should a Christian be concerned about their physical health, like how you are, and me
Hmm.
recently, because last time I interviewed you, I wasn't really that serious about my fitness, but
Right.
now I am, so I kind of say we now. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
You're on you're on the plan.
why should we be concerned like this, man?
Yeah. No. So I mean, honestly, for there's several different ways you can go when it comes to that, man. I think we should be concerned with our health because this is the body that God gave us.
Mm,
He gave us this body to glorify Him. What better way to glorify Him than to present it, at the best that we can. You know,
yeah,
um, a lot of people get on me for my shirtless selfies and things like that,
the
and
one
I'm
extra.
not. Yeah, man, I know. Just
Yeah,
just putting it out there, but I'm not. It's for me. I'm not like I got a wife. I'm happy. Like I'm not doing
yeah,
it to sexualize anything. I try to be
mhm,
really conscious of that. For me, I do it because I want people to know that they can do it.
yeah,
And the reason why you should be concerned with it, yeah, this body isn't our home. This earth isn't our home. But think about what the opposite is. The opposite is actually a sin. If you're
mhm,
gluttony is a sin.
yep.
If you're eating things that's bad for the body,
Make you
you're
lazy.
doing, yeah, your laziness, that's also
Yeah.
a sin. Paul didn't say, flee from fitness. There's no proverb that say flee from healthiness.
Mhm,
Because actually in that time that wasn't, they didn't mention it because it is what it was. Everybody
yeah.
was eating good food and they weren't eating
Yep.
junk and things like that. And so we've gone so far away from just eating healthy and being healthy is the norm, that when people do that, oh, you're being vain, you're being, you're concerned too much about, your body or whatever. And honestly, those people that are eating and doing whatever, they're also too concerned about their body. You know why? Because they're going back to kind of the call of this episode. They're surrendering the flesh. When you
Yeah.
eating whatever you want to eat, when you want to eat it, you are surrendering the flesh. You are serving that body. You
Yeah.
are worshiping that body. You're giving it
Oh yeah.
anything it wants.
Yeah.
But when you sacrifice, when you restrict yourself, when you put yourself on a regimen, you're whipping that body into shape. You're
Yes.
you're you're doing that thing that Paul talked about, man. You're putting restraints on yourself in the physical form. So it actually mirrors what you're doing spiritually. So they're more in the
Exactly.
wrong than what they're more in the wrong than what they know. That trying to come at people that are trying to be healthy, they're way more in the wrong than we are.
Exactly, man.
So that's
Exactly.
kind of my response to that, man. Like, I'm you may think I'm vain, but you're also vain. You're doing
Yeah.
exactly what that body wants you to do.
Yeah, bro. So it reminds me of a little bit of what Paul said in Timothy. For while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value very way, right? And some people use that verse. So it throws me off how people can use that verse to say, "See, like you should exercise." I was like, no. The argument is that because we value, bodily training, we should value godliness much more because the bodily training is good for only this life, right? But godliness is good for this life and the one to come, and that's what he says.
Yeah.
And
He didn't say don't. He didn't say don't.
value it.
Don't do it. He was like, it's some value there, but this is greater value.
Exactly, man. And here's the thing about it. It's like, I'm glad you said it, bro, because I've been trying to. This is the reason why I started dying to the flesh, because it does mirror, like, your physical disciplines and mental disciplines will either help you or make it harder for you to do your spiritual disciplines.
Right.
If you don't like to read, for example, are you going to read the Bible very much? Probably not. So try reading something every day, and I guarantee you it's going to help you read your Bible every day. Or if you for some reason can't pray more than a minute because your mind goes everywhere, then take the time in the mornings, no distractions, to just sit there for 5 minutes and think of one Bible passage.
Right.
And you're going to see how that's going to that exercise will help you out. And you can do other things too. When like a lot of times when our kids talk to us, we tend to, like, brush them off or say yeah, and then no, but try to sit there and actually listen to them, because that's the hardest thing to do sometimes.
Exactly.
When your son is talking to you about his dream that he had about dragons, and it just doesn't make any sense. So anyways, I'm just saying, like, we could actually take these, like, practical things and use them to help us in our spiritual disciplines, right?
For sure.
So let me see, we have about a few more minutes, man. So what started this for me, bro, and I do want to talk to you about in a bit the E2M thing, but what started this for me, man, about 3 months ago, I read a book by David Goggins. Have you heard of him?
I have.
He was a Navy SEAL guy, and his testimony or his background, it was a lot more extreme than mine, but there was a lot of similarities. I was like, man, like, he's talking about, like, that's my life right there. That's crazy,
Right.
And I thought I was the only one that felt that way. And how did someone else have that low self-esteem, and whatever, and so he failed. He talked about his failure over and over again, right? And one thing things that came to mind were a couple things. One is that there were Christian principles in that book, but it wasn't a Christian book, though.
No.
But the Christian principles were like things like, our life should be one of discipline and self-denial. Like, those are Christian principles, right? And that's what he was preaching, basically. Like do something that sucks every day. And our thing is we want to kill the flesh every day, right? So there's gonna be things that we don't want to do that we're gonna do. And that's why I started waking up early, because that's the one thing I hate. I hate waking up early, man. I hate doing the dishes, bro. I hate doing the dishes. And so my wife loves it now. Like, she loves the fact that I make myself do the dishes while listening to an audiobook, and I hate it so much, but she loves it, And but what that does for me, man, is that's a practical way of me killing the flesh. Although I'm not sinning by not doing the dishes, but it's helping me practice, like, me going against that flesh. You know what I mean? And so the one thing that came to mind was a question that I asked was, like, why don't we have, like, a David Goggins within the Christian podcast community? How come we can't have someone that motivates us? And next thing you know, I'm seeing Dawain Atkinson right here, posting quotes and stuff. I was like, hey, there he is.
I'm no David Goggins for sure.
No, but anyways, one thing that book really stood out was the discipline, man. Discipline aspect. And I didn't realize how undisciplined I was.
No, David is a beast, man. He he went all the way Navy SEAL. Like, I can't swim, so I'm no David. But no, man,
he could swim either. So
well, I know. That's an uncomfortable place that I fear for my life. So.
Well, now we know, bro. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, find a pool and
I'll swim in glory. We'll wait for the guy to come out.
Yeah,
But
man.
no,
But
that's so cool, man. Because David, huge influence on me as well.
nice.
Just the grit and the
Yeah.
grime and being willing to say it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's most of the time is a lot of profanity, but there's a lot of
Hmm.
truth that comes out, man. To see, you know, because it's like everybody. If you see the finished product, you're
Hmm.
like, wow, this is an amazing guy, amazing specimen.
Yeah.
But to see what he had to go through to get there and where he started, I mean, even with me, a lot of people see me now. When I did my first 8 weeks, I didn't post about it because, for one, I didn't know if I was going to finish. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know about, I didn't want to be a fail and like, oh, what happened to
Yeah.
that program? Well, so I
Yes.
literally didn't post for my first 8 weeks, and then
Right.
and I didn't weigh myself until from the
Okay.
first day to the last day. And then when it was over and I saw I was down 44 pounds in 8 weeks, and I
Nice.
took my shirt off, I was like, all of this changed. I mean, just to see that, man, it thing about results is results spark motivation, motivation sparks discipline.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. You're awesome, man. Yeah. So that's true, and the amount of discipline it takes to do that, bro. And so that's kind of what I want to ask you, man.
Yeah,
Where did the discipline come in? Because I wonder, you probably could have done this without the program. I'm assuming, but I think the program kind of helped you
yeah.
stay more disciplined because they actually kind of laid it out for you, like, hey, this is what you gotta do, just do it,
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so can you just talk about a little bit more about the program and how it
Sure.
helps someone who's not disciplined? Like, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like, imagine you talking to me about the first time we get interviewed. I would have been like, yeah, bro, I don't know, I kind of like waking up when I want to wake up and eating what I want to eat. I like Chick-fil-A.
Right.
You know?
Right. I did too.
Yeah. So yeah, how does discipline play in with that program, and how does it help
Yeah.
someone become disciplined?
Sure. So the I always call him the Jizza from the Wu-Tang, or the Genius. Jeff Witherspoon is the founder, and
Okay.
he's military, and so he
Really?
actually put the structure in place where if you follow the plan, uh, it will actually create discipline in you. The same way
Wow.
the military does,
Nice.
because the way they structure, wake up, make your bed, tie your boots, blah 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 blah. The way that they create their structure, it creates discipline in you,
Mhm.
just by doing what they tell you to do. And so the program is the exact same way. He has the structure: eat in this time frame, eat from this list, work out these days, here are the workouts. And if you do those things consistently for 8 weeks, discipline it will become part of you, because
Mm.
you can't, you eat from the list. You always
Nice.
eat from the list. You don't go outside the list, and that gives you that structure. And then you eat in this window, that gives you that structure. And so it actually cultivates discipline. It's not like a, you know, boom, here's discipline, take it. No, it actually cultivates. And I think a lot of people don't have it because they think it's like this one thing you grab and put in your pocket. It's something
Yeah.
you have to cultivate. You have to create it. You have to detox from your old mindset. You have to separate from your old habits and getting rid of those things. In the military, they call it hell week. When you
Mm.
get rid of them, doing things exactly like they ask you to do it, that actually creates that discipline, because it gives you the box and parameter to move around in. And then once you're done, you're like, oh, I'm comfortable in this box. When you first start off, you're gonna go boom,
Mm.
hit that wall, boom, hit that wall, hit that wall. Then you realize, oh, I can move without hitting walls, and I'm happy. you know
Yeah.
I can eat chicken and broccoli all week because I know I get a cheat meal on Saturday, which that's when
Yeah.
you eat your Chick-fil-A. So
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
happy in this space. And so it creates that, it cultivates discipline in your life by following this program, E2M. And that was the game changer for me, because like I had discipline, but without the
Mhm.
structure,
Yeah.
it was discipline in the wrong things. Like I could, like my box is way bigger, and so I
Yeah.
was moving all crazy. But when you get
Hmm.
that structure in that smaller box, this is what you do, this is the window you do it in. And that's what makes it that much more, makes a person that much more disciplined.
Yeah, great point, bro. Great point, because we're made in the image of God, and in a lot of ways we kind of mirror who God is because of that, right? And God is God of order,
Yep,
and how he created even the whole universe.
for
There was
sure.
order and structure in that, right? So we reflect that even in our daily lives. And I did have an episode on that on Instagram.
Nice.
How one thing that we gotta do is schedule our weeks at least,
Yep.
and that will help us, be more productive, better Christians, better husbands, better
Discipline.
brothers. Yeah, so that discipline with that structure is key. So but yeah, man, I just want to give you an opportunity to kind of let people know, man. I want them to know, man, like if they want to be part of this program, when does it start, where do they
Yeah.
go?
So the next sign up is October the 28th. The best place to go is find E2M on Facebook. Search for E2M Fitness on Facebook. Go like their page. Go turn on the notifications. They will give you the instructions on signups. And if you signed up because you heard this episode or you heard it, heard from me or follow me on Instagram, put my name down. There's a spot on their website when you're registering for a referral or how'd you find out? Put my name down. Drop it in that
Yeah,
joint, man, and give me some credit for listening to this podcast for one, and then
yeah.
also for just following me in this journey. And I invite anybody, any fitness level, any age group. There are people in their 70s and 80s doing this program. Do they do all the circuits and stuff and jumping around like I do? No, but they do the eating program, they do cardio, they do what they can do, and they're seeing amazing results. Postpartum females, pregnant
Wow.
females, uh people all ages. There's amputees in here, there's vets in here, there's guys that started out 600 pounds in here. There's just so many different kind of people, different walks of life. Right now we're at 68,000 members in our private Facebook group,
Wow.
and every person has their own story, their own journey, and you all have access to their own coaches and everything. And so it's an 8-week program. It is $40 a week for 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, it is absolutely free for the rest of your life. I hadn't paid since May 17th, I think, was my last payment.
Mhm.
I haven't paid since then. I feel guilty because I'm getting access to this amazing program for free for the rest of my life.
Nice.
But the way I pay it forward is I get more people to join. After those 8 weeks, it's free for life. $320 for 8 weeks. You're going to save $40 a week just by eating the program, just by doing the meal prep and eating what they put on the list. You're going to save $40 a week. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler alert. If you do the program, you bust your butt, you're going to spend money on new clothes because you're not gonna be able to fit your clothes anymore. Right now, I'm wearing the size 36 pants that I just bought, and I'm already too big, too small for them. Like I
Man.
already
Yeah.
like I was 44, 40 when I first started the program. Now 36 won't fit. So you're gonna spend money there. I'll go ahead and give you that spoiler. Put money aside for that. But the first 8 weeks is $40 a week. After that, absolutely free. We have 5 certified trained coaches, 2 chefs, and a mental health coach that actually does the program. So her mental health instruction is according to the program. She helps you with the program. She do lives on Facebook, a yoga instructor, spin class, Zumba. Is amazing. So all of that for only $40 a week. No gym membership required. I did my first 8 weeks without a gym membership. No
Nice.
gym membership required. You literally can do the whole program from your living room. Just a few small dumbbells, nothing more than a 10, maybe a 5, and they will work your butt with those 2 small
Yeah.
dumbbells. So that's E2M. Go to E2M Fitness on Facebook, like their page, follow the instructions on the 28th, put my name down if you sign up, and inbox me. You can find me anywhere. My links will probably be somewhere in the
Yeah.
description.
I'll link them.
Inbox me, and I actually mentor anybody that comes in that's a recruit of mine. I mentor you in a private Facebook inbox with other recruits. So if you want that extra time, that little personal touch, inbox me and I'll add you to that. But you have to be in E2M in order to do that. So, yep, that is the program.
Awesome, bro. That's good, man. I'm glad you shared all that. I will link everything in the description,
I
and
know you will.
yeah, and I'm gonna have I want to make sure that we get it right, bro. Is this the right Facebook page?
That is
E2M
it.
personal.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So this is it, guys. If you see it, um, like I'm gonna do right now. Bam.
Yep.
All right, and let them know if you sign up, make sure you add his name. I'll put the name. I'll put your name and all that down below.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate you, bro. This is something that I'm really passionate about. I think physical discipline will help Christians in their spiritual disciplines as
For
well.
sure.
And this is why I'm doing this, man. It's primarily because we want to pursue godliness. So thank you once again, man. I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your Saturday just to kind of talk to me. This will be posted this week. Oh, by the way, when is the next sign up for E2M?
Okay, so if you listen to this and it's after November the 3rd, because the next sign up is October the 28th through the November the 3rd. If you missed that one, the next one will be 8 weeks from there. So let me get my calendar out real quick. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the next one will be going into the new year. The next signups most likely will be the last week in December, going into the new year. So if you missed this one, which I encourage you to get this one, people think that they need a whole season to eat unhealthy, Thanksgiving and Christmas, but those are only 2 days. You make those 2 days your cheat days, you're good. So I encourage you to, if you can sign up this time, do it. If you're listening to this after the fact, don't worry, you can sign up at the end of December using the same links. Still hit me in the inbox, and we'll love to help you bring in the new year more fit and more discipline.
All right, thanks, bro. Well, this wraps up the first episode of Dying to the Flesh. Thank you once again, Dawain. Guys, sign up if you can. I'll link it and everything. All right, and yeah, man, thank you.
God bless y'all.